name of the Lord tonight. We just want to lift up. Why don't you just lift up your voice and begin to. Oh, oh, sing, oh, oh, you feel me. You love me too much. Your love is kind. With so much. Another man. For me is too much. Know that the love of God is real. Yeah. And sing your love, your grace. You're amazing. Jesus, you love it. Too much. Before man say, no way. Oh, how much to say you are you? Yeah, and I got like you. There is on earth. You sing. Always be over. Somebody lift up you. Yeah, nah, yes, Lord. Sing on Shisha, on Swallow. Hey, you perform. That's why we're standing. Perform miracles. Right there. Do I have a way?
Arrogate might to themselves. Without you, we can't present. I'll rejoice and meet. Please help me move forward. If it is an e-greeting, I greet all of you from here in the name of the run helter skelter like they do. Briefly this evening, I want to speak on a Kings 24. When God spoke from Mount Heavens also, this means and all, for our God is a consuming fire. Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise. The Lord. A kingdom that can have any discussion with anyone. You scourges that are going on, the scourges of diseases, the scourges of viruses, the scourges of famine that is going on, the wars, beginning to the end, there is nothing, or are these things just accidental? Insurgencies, famine. We have more technology, but I would really be speaking to all. Everybody's strength. People are looking at what happens, I will remain solid for the rock. Where they can indeed business to economics to have to understand that God is speaking to us. That there's going to be a grace, and if we see from this passage, is we have a gift of they tell you that when we expect that at a certain there is the shaking of the heavens and the earth will reign. And decay and corruption. And the kingdom of God. So that kingdom, and he revealed himself to them at Mount Sinai exceedingly quick. And before the end comes, there will, and then a new world will come. His wrath in the day. The earth staggers like a drunk. It trembles like a tent in a storm. It falls and will not rise again. For the guilt of its rebellion is very heavy. So the weight of sin and the weight of decay is causing this earth to tremble. It's causing it to shake. And then one day it will be removed. And then a new one. Revelation chapter. The stars of the sky fell to all of the mountains and islands were moved from their places. These are physical things that will happen. Then everyone, the kings of the earth, the rulers, the generals, the wealthy, the powerful, and every slave and free person, all hid themselves in the caves and among the rocks of the mountains. And they cried to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of the one who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come and will be a new order. What is that our hope must be their safe abodes, places that they had taken. And I trust that as we... So after these labor pains, a newborn baby will be born as the church. It's supposed truly about to happen. It is happening and telling us that it is on, and when they happen, let the main thing. The disciples of Jesus were having, but there will be some events that are the birth pangs forth. The kingdom of God Why did Jesus have to call it, his intensity? But when we see that, there is a bathing kingdom. The Lord, when we see all of these things happen, contracting, and puts her in the hands of, let us not just be fearful. Let us not give ourselves to sudden fear, but let us be full of hope, knowing that an unshakable kingdom. And this is the. I want us to. For against its will, all creation was subjected to God's curse, but with eager hope. The creation looks forward to the day when it will join God's children in glorious freedom from death and decay. For we know that all creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to this present time. So all of creation, the physical aspect of creation, the geographical aspect of creation, the weather aspect, the finance aspect, every part of creation is groaning. Every part of creation is in birth pains because the kingdom of God is teaching us to pray. He taught them in every aspect of our life, birth too. And that is why it's telling that cannot be shaken. Fourth, it's calling us to these things will pass away. You smoke, and then before we knew it, fire extinguisher is. Nobody picked up things that people brought in. Nobody was thinking. What are we saying? And telling us that what matters is what is in our hearts before we see Him. Let our anchor, shakable kingdom, our existence, man over. Now the truth that is of everlasting, we see that in a matter of was a very, very powerful over everywhere. In fact, strong, and as kingdom was taken over, that came on the scene. Yes, this kingdom will be that kingdom came to an end. And that kingdom was headed by Alexandria. Helter skelter. That kingdom came to an end. The Roman Empire to Rome in those days. Rome, it was the leading kingdom of that to be enduring. So Rome, look at where this was. Look at where that stood. He did. And after that, and said that anytime Hitler was going to come and make a point to an end. And told themselves that day, the only person his kingdom will endure, an assignment that has been given to them, and it will come to an end. Really holds the future. Our future can be secure. That you and I belong. What is the kind of kingdom that we're looking for? Builder and maker is God. Look for a continuing city. Little children in this kingdom, then we'll do whatever it is that is the only kingdom power of our kingdom, wherever we are. Everything in spiritual warfare is a court case against government. So when we go and we influence, and the greater power is no human person, no kind of kingdom that will be for time to be with him, and then he sent him. The gospel is the most beneficial to a kingdom that will not be that we have. Let's through all of this. Let us hear what our God is a consuming fire. And because of that, we need to ask ourselves questions. That full of kingdom pursuits. Pastor was speaking on, do we really understand what pass? How we can shape men? Is through everything that he has abundant. He spoke with such good and understanding that his own kingdom that cannot be shaken. And that's sold out to doing whatever we and what is expected of our lives. Let's leave it. And because you see, the sense of those dreaming and waiting for the time God was approaching. They felt that the world would, but it didn't happen. They are doing it. Let us live ready. Let's have one hand on the sword and then use another and all of that. As Christians give birth, let us take and more importantly, hear the voice of the Lord and obey the voice of the Lord, because He will begin to give us instruction for the establishment. They're looking for stability. They're looking for where can they belong to that they will not be shaken. Let us share this hope that we have till the Lord comes. Do every plan, every vision that He for the coming of the Lord, His kingdom. I want to close, and we will just. My covenant of blessing will never be shaken. says the Lord who has mercy on you. Let me read the Message translation. It says, for even love will not walk away from you, neither will my covenant and my commitment of peace. It will not fall apart this evening. Cut off guard. My heart be full to this kingdom that cannot be shaken. Who have no understanding, rest upon me, Lord, in the name of our intercession. It will affect our prayer. Lord, help me to open my mouth unto salvation to them that believe acceptably. I may serve you with reverence, be in all holy conversation. Give me an understanding. As the shaking is going on now, Lord, by your Spirit, we ask that you will awareness, a greater consciousness of your word, will be doers of your word. But if anyone sees us, they will be. Amen.
Announcements. We fast and every Wednesday at 6. Friends, showing kindness, 9 a.m. Yep. Heads of fellowships up on Saturday 14th. Please, the online, we're having our 4th at 9 a.m. Can we stand to our feet? And this fellowship of the Holy Spirit.